listening to your body and talking to those around you about bodily functions and things that I think as British people, maybe we're a bit grossed out by, we don't want to talk about. But I think, irregularity can really get normalized, and you can just think, oh, that's just normal. But I think it's by talking about things and noticing things and tracking them, that's when you maybe start to realize that something's a bit off. And if we don't sort of talk about these things, I think we can just carry on just going into a bit of a downward spiral health-wise, which I think has sort of happened to me in my life. So it would be about listening to your body and noticing and tracking things.
To listen to my inner engine and voice when it's telling me something isn't right. I think we're so good at managing everything else in our home, in our career, that we put ourselves last. And you can't pour from an empty cup, and you have to learn to self-care and prioritise if you're going to be looking after your body.
Taking care of myself from a very young age, I think that is so important. And I mean in all aspects of health. And one of the things I really look at is when I talk about women's health, when I talk about menopause, when I talk about gynecological conditions, how important our overall health is, even in these conditions. And what I mean by that is things like our nutrition, our lifestyle, how we move and exercise. These all, I really like to approach it in a very whole approach to care.
It's about really finding the right person for you who understands what you need and can give you the right support holistically, rather than just simple medication or kind of go away and take some deep breaths sort of advice.
Probably to work with my body rather than against it. And by that, I mean there are lots of different changes that happen in our bodies over our lifetimes. So working with our hormones, working with how we feel, working with how our body is changing. That includes puberty and periods, having children and menopause. So rather than sort of resisting it or not understanding it, taking the time to step back, working out what's going on in our bodies, what's going on in our minds, and actually working with all of those changes rather than trying to push back against them. I think that's probably the most helpful thing. By understanding more about it, by getting the knowledge, the information, by understanding ourselves and how we respond to those changes, I think is the key to feeling healthy and well in the future as well.